Now, within the client attraction framework, we are still in the defining stage. In here, we've moved from vision statement, defining your values, and now we're moving on to defining your ideal client. Now, I do have some people and some clients do ask me, well, what is an ideal client? And that is a great question. So let's answer that. So, an ideal client is the person that you envision yourself working with, that gets the results, that takes on board everything that you say, that is your biggest advertiser, that goes out, tells all their friends to come to see you and refers heaps of people, and who just gets you, who's aligned with those values that we talked about earlier and loves what you're doing. So that is your ideal client. And another aspect of that ideal client is that they present with the types of health issues or concerns that you are passionate about working with. So, for example, for me, my ideal client is working with healthcare professionals, primarily females, who are looking to grow their businesses using online tools and are trying to ward off those feelings of overwhelm because of all the technical stuff that gets in the way, and are looking to achieve their freedom within their business. So, another example of an ideal client, for one of my clients, her ideal client is working with women that have disabilities and are looking to start their own businesses within the art industry. So she helps them set up their business, launch it, and gives them all the tools that they need. So there's many, every business should have an ideal client or that audience that they're wanting to target. And the reason that you want to choose an ideal client and not just portray yourself as working with everybody and anybody is that it makes your message clearer when you're conversing with other people, when you're out there talking about your business, who you help, who you want to be working with. It makes it easier to have that conversation. It's clearer with the words, the tone of voice, the languaging that you're using to communicate with that one person in mind versus trying to communicate to everybody. That message gets very diluted and it doesn't resonate. When it doesn't resonate, it doesn't convert into sales. So that's really important to remember. So it can allow you to really target your marketing and your message. And that is what we want. We want to be able to attract the right people into our business who are going to grow with us, get results, and feel more fulfilled, and allow you to feel fulfilled within your business as well. So it's important that you do allocate time to do the work when it comes to your ideal client. And again, a question that comes up often is, well, what if I don't have clients yet? How do I know who my ideal client is? Well, think of that person that you would love to work with. What is it that you're passionate about? If you're a nutritionist, are you passionate about helping people that are dealing with digestive disorders? Or are you, if you're a massage therapist, do you really get great results working with people that have specifically lower back pain associated with sitting at a desk for long periods of time? Or you might be a personal trainer and your ideal client is that person who has tried everything over many years and never gotten results because they struggle with staying consistent. And you've developed a program that builds and teaches them tools, not only for exercising, but tools that allow them to build consistency in what they're doing and wanting to achieve. So think about that as well. And when you've got that person in mind, and oftentimes it might be you at an earlier stage in your life, and that's okay. It might be a friend or a family member, and that's okay too. But have that person in mind when you go through this. If you do have existing clients, start considering which of those clients can you identify that fit this ideal client picture. Because the next step is to start doing a bit more deeper research with regards to that. And when we're looking at ideal clients, what we want to start doing, these are the first four elements of researching. Geographic. Are you a location-based business? Do you have a bricks and mortar business? So do people need to come in and see you? So then you're targeting people that live locally. Are Is your location great for accessing healthcare services? Are you close to other services? Does that matter to the person that is coming to see you? Do they like to do all their healthcare stuff in one place? Or are they happy to travel, you know, 30, 40 Ks? How far are they willing to travel to see somebody good? Does parking matter to them? Are they driving or do they use public transport? Are there public transport options close to where your practice is or your business is? These are the questions that you need to ask this person to gain a better understanding of what their motivation is in seeing you. Demographics, age, gender, income. If your services are on the higher end of the price bracket, it's important to understand, well, okay, that means that my services may not be able to be for everybody. And people that are maybe in a bit of a lower socioeconomic bracket may not be able to use my services. That might change. You might then decide, okay, but I do actually want to work with that demographic. So, is there a service I can develop that's a bit more cost effective? So, all of these things are important to start researching when it comes to your ideal client. Behavioral. Do your clients prefer online appointments? Does it save them time? Or do they prefer coming into a bricks and mortar clinic or business? Are they impulse buyers? Do they find people on Instagram or Facebook or Google and just book in straight away? Or are they those types of people that want to read blog posts, want to read your social media posts, want to listen to your voice? They want to do a 20-minute clarity call before they book in with you. Finding out the answers to that is going to help you to design your packages, your services, and your products around this ideal client and what they think is important. Psychographics, so looking at lifestyle, values, like we talked about before, beliefs, and aligning with that vision and the values that you and your practice has. So, really important to start thinking of at least five people that you could identify as fitting into this person picture, this persona that you're trying to attract. And I thought I would share with you some questions that you can ask them, apart from the ones that were just on the screen before, about helping you to identify that ideal client. So the first one is, well, tell me about, and I'm going to use the example here of a naturopath who works with women with hormonal problems. So tell me about your current hormonal problems, and what does that look like for you? What does your cycle look like for you right now? They're going to give you a whole big answer as to what's happening for them. They might be perimenopausal and they're noticing that they're getting heavier periods. Or if you're a personal trainer, tell me about what um, exercise your exercise regime looks like right now. That's going to help you to understand where they're at in their journey at the moment that's related to the service or the product that you're offering. Second question: what are the biggest problems you're experiencing in relation to, again, what it is you offer? So, what are the biggest problems you're experiencing in relation to your hormonal well being or your fitness levels? Get them to start explaining to you what are the driving factors behind it. What Why do you think this has been a problem? And this is important because it makes them stop and think, okay, well, it's obviously age related, but I've had a lot more stress, and so my hormones are all over the place. Or if we're talking about that personal trainer, it might be that I just don't have time. And I am a person that just eats on the go. And so I just snack at everything. And then I just run out of time at the end of the day to exercise and I don't have the energy. So those types of answers are going to help you to really get to know your client at a deeper level. And the words that they're using are important for you to take note of. So, what I tell my clients when I'm working with them with this is ask permission to record the call. Um, Most people will be fine. Let them know it's just for yourself, for your market research, because it will be easier for you to go back and listen to that instead of taking copious notes while you're talking to them. People have asked me, can I just send these questions to them via email or a survey? Yes, you can. But I find that if you take the time to actually have the conversation with somebody, you get a deeper insight into the language and the way that they describe things compared to when they just type something out. You're able to build that rapport with them and get them thinking. It also allows for an opportunity for you at the end to talk about some of the services that you have that may be of benefit to them if they're not a current client of yours. What are you most afraid of when it comes to this problem? Have you tried to find solutions for this problem? Now, this is important because it gives you an indication of, are they just one of those serial shopaholics who go from one practitioner to the next and complain that nobody gets them and they never get results with anybody? Or are they committed and they've tried several ways and it hasn't worked? That's important for you to know because that's going to help you to create a service, a program, or product that's really going to work for them. Question 6: if not, what's prevented you from actively finding a solution? This is really interesting because it gives you insight into their mindset. And if yes, well, what was it that worked or didn't work? So it's important to understand for them what has worked for them. Why did it work? Why did they stop if it was working? Or what about it wasn't working? Was it the personality? Was it the distance? Was it that they couldn't fit it into their day or it was too expensive? All of those things are valuable information and resources for you as you develop your product and services. Next, we're going to look at places that you can find your ideal client because this is a question, again, that I get all the time. Where do I find these people to interview, to do this market research for? And, like I said, if you've got current clients, that's much easier because you can go through your database and pick out some that you think fit this picture of the ideal client. But if you're new, then it can feel a bit harder to do that. But You can do it in a few ways. You can reach out to family, friends, your network, and ask them, do they know somebody that they can refer you to talk to that meets this description of the type of person that you're looking for? Send them a text, send them a private message, give them a call, and you'll be surprised. People are really helpful and they do want to help you find your way with your business and support you as in every way that they can. Put a post in on your page on Facebook or in some Facebook groups, if it abides by their rules, requesting for people to reach out for a 30-minute call if they meet this person picture that you're trying to look for. So I will share with you next a bit of a template that you can use because I think it's important. But the third place that you can also find is, like I said, post in your social feeds online, reaching out to networks. So if you belong to a networking group, reach out to some of the people, members there, and see. They, if it's not them personally, they might know somebody that might fit that. And you will be surprised at how many people you can get. Question that I get all the time as well is how many people should I be interviewing? I definitely would aim for 5 at the minimum because you want to have an average over those 5 that you can start looking for trends with answers, with wording, with phrases that they use, the languaging that they use. It helps. If you go under that, it can be a lot more difficult to gain the insights that you're really looking for, and for them to be of enough value. So I've put this template into your workbook, so don't worry about having to write this down. But I wanted to share this as a little resource that you can put out on your social media feed or in some of those Facebook groups or an email to some of your friends, family, etc. So you could just say something like, "Hi, my friends, I would love your insights and help with something I'm working on. Is this you? You're a woman, 45 to 55, looking to improve your hormonal well being because you're just fed up with having broken sleep, feeling all over the place emotionally, crying at the drop of a hat, getting angry for no reason, and you're just sick of it. If you're nodding your head, then can we jump on a quick 30-minute call, please? Because I'm creating a new program for women just like you, and I want to be certain that it's right for those that really need it. And with this, it's always useful to just ask, if this isn't you, if you know somebody that this sounds like, then please share it with them. Reach out via social media or send me an email or direct message, and you will find people that will respond and be willing to give you their time because they want to help you. So, some places that you can find your ideal client: networking events that could be in person or online networking. There are heaps of business networking, women's groups that you could join, professional associations that you could be part of, and going to events that they run. Content marketing. So, putting it out there in blog posts, in social media posts. If you've got a podcast, you can be talking about it there, asking for ideal clients and having conversations with the right people. Your social media, you could be running posts and launches on there that are targeted to that ideal client. You could also be having engagement through direct messaging people that you think are your ideal client. So don't feel scared to strike up a conversation with somebody on social media. Social media is being social. It's a two-way street. So it's not only about you just putting content out there, but it's also about you finding ways of connecting with other people, sharing content and sharing responses to other people's posts that you feel they are your ideal client, or they may know people that are your ideal client. Targeted advertising, so you could run campaigns on Facebook or Google or Instagram that give you the ability to select that segment of the population that you want to target with that ad. Referral programs. So I often get my clients to make sure that they set up referral programs with other healthcare professionals or other businesses that are complementary to theirs, where those businesses have your client on their database. So use that and reward them. So you could offer a discount to that. So say, for example, you're a nutritionist and you wanted to build up a relationship with the local personal trainer down the road. You could have a referral program where that personal trainer gets a 50% discount on services when they come and see you for every referral that they make to you. Or you could have a referral where they get access to a program that you might be running at a discounted rate. Whatever it is, there's many ways that you could get in touch with ideal clients that they have that you could tap into. Health and wellness expos. Get a little table, put it out there in a little expo that might be in your local town, and just have conversation. Use it as a time to have conversations with people that are walking past. Um, I like to think of those as really an opportunity for research rather than sales, because it's really hard when there's thousands of people in an expo to make a sale because people are so busy moving around. But if you just use it to have a conversation, get to know somebody, write some of the answers down. You could be asking some of these questions to these people, and they could be your ideal client. So there's many ways that you can find people um, to have as your ideal client. And I've just created a little worksheet as well. So this is in your workbook where you can download this and start filling out this information. Make this your own, but it's a guideline to start doing the research, and you will be surprised at what you find. So now it's your turn. Head to your workbook, start thinking about who you're going to interview and do your research with. Look at your books, identify people there if you've already got clients, put the message out there into your social networks, online, offline, etc., and see what happens.